Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of Lokenhar Plays and Fucks Up Some Sort of Game. Today's game we're going to be playing is MS Saga: A New Dawn. For those of you who don't know, this is a game that came out in, I think it was '06 or so, from Bandai and such, that it's an RPG that's based upon many of the wonderful things brought to us by Gundam. The story is completely original, doesn't really follow anything particular from any of the rest of the series, so you're not going to be seeing, you know, the one-year war aspects, stuff like that. This is an all-new original story, and as such, it should be chocked full of JRPG goodness. And by that I mean, if you're looking for a Pulitzer Prize winning story of any shape or form, or some sort of Shakespearean-inspired epic, look elsewhere. It's a JRPG, folks. The story is what it is. You come for the Gundam, you play the game for the Gundam, and that's why you want to stay here. Other news before we start this out here. I'm not sure how well this recording is going to start off. I didn't want to leave it too long. My headset is actually broken in several places at the moment, and it is taped together sitting on top of my head right now. And to top it all off, I'm getting over a head cold in which I can't hear out of my left ear for the most part, which coincidentally, when my headset broke, the only earmuff that actually gives out any sound whatsoever is the left ear. So I can't hear shit for dick right now. We're going to try and record this for maybe about 20 minutes or so and see how well that goes. Sometimes it gets a little bit large in terms of size, and it takes forever to boot back up if I let it go. So let's go ahead and start a new game. I'm going to try and shut up for the opening cutscene and try and fix my headset in the quiet of that. So enjoy, folks. Oh yeah, before we get too far. Anyways, here's Tristan. It's the name of our main character here. We can change the name if we really want to. I don't really care for the most part. He's a JRPG, just stereotypical generic character, so we'll just use that where it's at. And we'll go ahead and enter and begin the game. Yes. Oh, glory day. I can't wait for the copyright strikes to start marching in now. This is where our fight begins. We'll never get back what we lost, but I've made my mind up. No matter what it takes, that black mobile suit is going down. I may be ad-libbing a bit, and I may be slightly intoxicated because, well, I hate taking medicine, so booze is the next best thing. Anymore, more cutscene. I can't hear anything that's going on. I hope the sound's working. All this to create the everlasting gobstopper. Bear with the slowdown, it only lasts for a few seconds for some strange reason at the beginning of this. Yay! And there was much rejoicing. I don't know why they're rejoicing over a gym, but...
So this is a mobile suit? Wow, that's cool. Yeah, the G system's really something. I had no idea you could make such huge things with it. Does this mean we're really going after them? Of course. That's why we made things. I knew it! I'm with you. Did you feel that?
Nope.
Behind you!
It looks to be like a Zaku one. Yup. Judging by them feet. Oh, I'm shaking in my boots now.
A mobile suit? How the heck did it get in here?
Walking.
Who cares? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna fight, that's what. No way! We gotta get out of here! Now! Take it easy, Fritz. But nothing. We've got to get through this.
I'd be okay if this suddenly I find myself in this situation. I have a gym. What looks to be a Gym Kai almost. That's more than gonna outperform a Zaku 1. Hell, even if it was a late Manu Zaku 1, there couldn't be much they could do.
Pilot this thing. Come on, give me a hand. Me? How? The manual Marie gave us. Remember? Flip through it, come on. Oh yeah. Thanks, Fritz.
No, I think the joke there is that you're supposed to actually look through the instruction manual. Guess what I don't have? But they give you a little bit of a tutorial, so it's not too bad. Anyways, you're kind of thrown into this fight off the bat, but don't worry, Fritz, otherwise known as the Grimace, he always reminds me of the Grimace, and if you don't know who that character is, just search it in Google for McDonald's characters. He looks exactly like him. If I could rename him, that's what I'll rename him as. Anyways, we also got introduced to Tristan, our main character, who is extremely fashion coordinated challenged. Yeah, we'll get into that more later on. Anyways, on to the fight. Use left analog stick to move, the further you push, blah, blah, blah. So from run to walk, or walk to run even. I'll try it out. Oh my god, it's moving! Except, yeah, for some strange reason, it works better for analog. Anyways, so we've got that down. Just walk forward here. There's nothing else you can really do. And initiate the first battle. You're going to notice that everything is super shiny in this game. It's not solar flare shiny, but it's up there. Anyways, meet our Mook villain for the beginning tutorial battle, Soldier. He doesn't even warrant a name. Look, you don't even have a name tag. Just lie down on the ground right there. Give me your weapons and your ammunition, and we'll just call it a day. Yeah, just as I thought, a G system's been activated, blah, blah. This isn't what we're after, but like, I don't know if I'd count a gym as a nice gift. Maybe a gym 2 or even a gym 3, but... You there, point man, hand over that mobile suit. Well, I believe that's what he just asked you for. Now, it looks to me like somebody took the poor lad Tristan here and threw him headfirst into a pile of clothes at the Gap, and... Being the confused lad that he is, he crawled out wearing what appears to be a sky blue with white apron, very tight-looking long-sleeve purple shirt, a midriff cut, what looks to be inspired by Trunks from Dragon Ball Z jacket. Alright, I like this. And to top it all off, he has that wonderful hair color. That's pretty good, and not to mention the eyes. And I can't remember the name of the condition that there are actually people with that. One colored eye is different, or one eye is different color than the other, and I actually knew somebody once upon a time with that condition. It's dye something or other, I don't remember. Fuck it, anyways, onwards! Well, so you're a tough guy, eh? How the hell does he see shit in that helmet? Last mistake you'll ever make. I think you're pretty well good and fucked there, chum, because my gym is a higher spec than your crap Zaku 1. Quick, select fight from the battle menu. You can attack him with the Head Vulcan. The Head Vulcan? Is that the only weapon I've got? You could also punch him. Well, hey, you know what? To be fair, Tristan asked. I really can't give Fritz shit for that one. But later on, god damn it, Fritz. It also introduces a little gimmick called counterattacking. So when doing multiple or doing melee attacks, you have a good chance to be counterattacked by the enemy, which is a pain in the ass. But the Vulcan, which is a long-range to mid-range attack, won't necessarily proc the counterattack move, but it's a little bit weaker. And for some reason, in this battle only, it lags the game. I have no idea why. Even without my recording software going, it still lags the game. Okay, wow, I can actually see the cursor this time. Usually this little orange cursor doesn't show up for some strange reason. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and pick fight. Ah, see, yeah, you can't see the blue cursor that allows me to see what I'm actually highlighting here. We're actually going to go for the Head Vulcan. I want to see if it lags out. And you'll notice a couple of things here. The attack power 1 in the little box there, along with the EN, which is energy. The Knuckle gives us no energy. The Head Vulcan gives us 1. And right now, energy is kind of useless for us. I'll explain it later on when we actually get to the point so we can use it. But anyways, Head Vulcan. Yep, there's the slowdown. Alright, so 10 damage. He retaliates. That rat bastard. Alright, we're going to use... whoops, I don't know which one I have. I have to pay attention to what the attack says here. We'll use the punching attack. I know he'll counter, but what? You can't really lose this fight. Oh, he charged. I guess that works. Punching attack. Yep, that's counter attack. Want to at least show that off once. We have a shit ton of health, and I know he doesn't. There he goes. Down for the count. And that's the tutorial battle. I don't think you can actually lose it. I've never lost it before. So, I mean, it's RPG. We get our level up, and you got swag scream, so we got 10 experience, 18 credits, otherwise known as CT. We also managed to salvage some items from him, including the Zaku machine gun and the Iron Axe, which is essentially just a normal axe version of the Heat Hawk. So we'll be using that here real soon, just to augment our abilities, and that's another big thing in this game. Run, Forrest! And soundly, might I add. Oh, you know, random mook number 1. We'll see lots of them along the way. This is a JRPG after all. You know, I'm a little curious. Would you folks rather I read out the text boxes or just kind of be quiet for it? I mean, I can read them if you really want to, but if I'm going to do that, I'm going to drink, I'm not going to lie. And I'm probably going to ad-lib my way through a lot of these, so leave an item in the comment section there, whether you want me to read these damn cutscenes or not, yay or nay, or if nobody gives a shit, then I'll just make it up as I go along the way, and you all get to suffer, haha! Well, yeah. Not really, considering that, for the most part, the characters, yeah, well, we'll get into a lot of this here. Yes, that would be Fritz. He's excited for battle one moment, but the moment an enemy shows up anywhere near the horizon, he starts to piss himself. Yeah, but, well, pick up your frilly stockings, tighten your thong, and stop being such a pansy. How's that? Oh boy, Marie. Here's another wonderful character, and boy did they design her, and well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just finish this. Marie the Fossil. Bitch, 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 bitch. We don't have time for you to teabag the corpse. Anyways, for our beginner battle, we managed to get a Zaku 1, which is our first whole intact mobile suit that we picked up outside of our starting gym here. And the Grimace is piloting the Zaku 1. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Yeah, I just beat it soundly, might I add, and with my fists. I think it would be a little bit out of operation. But whatever, we'll let it go. Which is actually kind of important to note here, to actually equip weapons. So here's our equip screen. You can't see my cursor, but it is there. It just doesn't show up for the recording. I don't know why. Anyways, let's go ahead and actually equip. We're going to equip Tristan here. This is kind of our first look at the equip screen here, and we'll get to more about this later on. Within this sphere right here, or this grid, I should say, especially the ones that are actually glowing brighter, is our equipable like equipment rack, essentially. Equipable. I haven't had enough alcohol. Anyways, let's go ahead and equip something. So, in order to do that, we're going to hit our triangle button, which brings us to our window, which has all of our stuff listed that we have to actually use. Since we actually have the head Vulcans, I don't think I'm going to bother with the Zaku machine gun. I think I'm going to use the iron axe. That way we're not using the knuckle duster for the most part. And then once you actually pick your selection for whatever weapon or sub-item, you actually have to place it here. So if you don't have room for something, this takes up 4 grid spaces, you can't place it. So this kind of becomes like, you know, basically a big giant Jenga kind of game with just trying to fit equipment, and they vary in sizes from very small, only taking up 1 grid space, to taking up this, you know, whole freaking space area right here. So we'll get to that later on down the line. And we'll switch over here to the Grimace. He only has the knuckle, which is a piss poor weapon, but we're going to give him the Zaku machine gun. Fritz actually turns into a mid-range to long-range support sniper character for me towards endgame, or at least that's how I always built him as. Meanwhile, with Tristan here, I usually turn him into my close combat heavy hitter. So we'll be trying to focus towards that degree later on, but we'll get a lot more into this once we actually have some equipment to play around with. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to do, or that we should really be concerned with. And I don't think there's anything else to do in here, so let's get the fuck out of Dodge. Alright, so here we go. What's an RPG without a save point? And that's exactly what this damn thing is. So we'll go ahead and get on here and save. I believe it actually restores your technique points, which is handy. Alright, here you see my test data. Actually, no. That's not my test data. I don't know what that is. Well, it's gone now. What to say? I didn't save any damn test data. Anyways, with an RPG, it's always best to save. That way, in case the recording or the emulation fucks up, I don't have to deal with it later on. Haha! Alright, we don't need anything there. Later on, there should be extra items. And these here look like chests are, in fact, chests! Open them up, we get a repair kit. And a regeneration kit. I can't remember what the regeneration kit does. Let's find out. No. No, I don't want to change. There, use an item. There we go. Regen kit. Reactivates an oh, it's a Phoenix down. Okay, that's fine. Healing med carries a single ally of hurt/hurt plus. I have no idea what that status effect means. We'll figure it out later on. And repair kit, which restores HP or armor points to it. Right now, we're actually going to be abusing the shit out of Fritz here, because he actually has the repair technique, which will repair the mobile suits directly. So, essentially, use him as your healing bitch and repair your mobile suits, and then use get his TP restored, his technique points, via the save point there. Oh, we got into combat. What's an RPG without random battles, right? Well, I get to fight. We're fighting tanks! Works for me. Yeah, that's right. You're going to have a lot of enemy variety, from mobile suits to vehicles to mobile armors and a hell of a lot more. Yeah. This is just, again, part of the tutorial to just kind of get yourself familiar with it. For some reason, I don't see... I thought he carried the weapon. Anyways, we'll go ahead and attack with the metal axe, because why not? Zaku machine gun, why not? One of the biggest mistakes I always make right here is I forget to equip these items off the bat. And it kind of makes this battle really too drawn out for what it needs to be. Iron axe, Saga machine gun, and it should have memory cursor where it automatically goes back to what selection you're using it for. which will be handy for me considering I can't see shit. For the cursor, at least, on my end. Yay! Got crap out of this. Now the enemies will drop weapons, things like that, so we might get lucky and see some good drops here and there, and I think I can remember a couple of them that I want to go for off the bat, some mook enemies I want to farm. Here's another question for folks who are going to be leaving, if anybody even bothers to leave comment on whether or not I should read out the text that's not voiced or anything like that. Do you want me to cut out random battles? I will if necessary for it. It takes a little bit of work, but hey, it makes the recording a lot shorter, I suppose. More tanks. Fantastic. Iron Axe, followed by Zaku Machine Gun. Alright, that's one tank down. 180mm cannon, which actually should do some pretty decent damage if this was actually based upon the one you wore, especially that range, but... where our not Phoenix Downs and health items can restore even a character from grievous wounds, we have to take a little bit of suspension of belief there. Keep going. And yes, if you haven't noticed, the entire game is redone in a chibi style art for the mobile suits. I would prefer if we actually had decent ones, or decent models, but they're not badly done. I have no idea why this scene slows down. It just does for like the first couple of seconds. To be fair, traveling by mobile suit wouldn't be my idea of fast. I feel like you could get a better mode of transportation, like maybe put it into a trailer or something. I guess this would be counted as plot development here. We don't know anything about Miss Natalie or the other kids, but we'll figure it out eventually here. And suddenly everything is peppy and going good. Oh, this music. Sounds like it belongs to Mega Man Legends. I like it. We've got a long fight ahead of us, but as long as we stick together, there's nothing that friendship can't do.
Head north. That's the way to Marie's place. Marie's place? Oh.
Like I said, that would be a really slow-ass way to travel. 1 foot clomping step at a time. Alright, so welcome to the world map here. A couple of things to point out. One, in the lower right corner, obviously it's the world map. It'll follow us around, so we have like kind of an idea where we're going. In the upper left corner is the same kind of encounter little radar thing that we actually had, and I forgot to explain when we were in the first dungeon here, the beginning dungeon. It's flashing blue right now, but it can go from blue to yellow to orange to red, I believe, are the colors. And the closer it gets to red, the more likely an encounter per step happens. So let's go ahead and head over here to the one area that we can actually get to, this giant, obnoxious propeller house. And we'll go ahead and step inside. Hey, Grimace! You think Maria will be surprised? I don't know, Ronald. Oh god, and here we go. Welcome to JRPG trope number 1. What they decided to do with this character is they decided to take Abby from NCIS, I'm guessing, turn her into a gothic lolicon, and then make sure she was blended with Neo from The Matrix. I have no fucking clue what the hell they were thinking with this one, but you know what? I've had alcohol. We'll go with it. Oh, you done it now, Grimace. She's gonna bitch slap you out of the way. Oh no. Yeah, the reason he keeps up with this Miss Fossil gag is that he makes fun of her age, I believe is the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. And her character model looks even better when you actually see it. And we'll be seeing that here real shortly. Because the Matrix has you. Yes, bring your mobile suits directly into the house. Sarcasm. You had a mobile suit right there. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be. Ah, yay, more slowdown for no apparent reason whatsoever. That's right, back your mobile suit in there. Come on. He points nonchalantly to the woods. I still don't know why it slows down doing this, but it does, and then it's back to being fine. No problems whatsoever. Anyways, this is Marie's place even. We've got a couple of things we can get. Treasure chest or two. Restorative drink. I believe that restores TP. Regeneration kit. That's a good one. A GPS system. I don't remember what the hell that does. We'll find out later. For the most part, we get to go talk to Marie in her wonderfully decorated house. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. That looks like a pair of Zaku 2 arms with... I can't tell if that's the Gem Sniper or what. And I don't think it's supposed to have the V Victory fin on top. But whatever, we'll go with it. And ladies and gentlemen, here is Marie in all of her goth lolicon glory. Take a look at this. It's really powerful, especially against living things.
There's so many lights.
Do you know what they are?
Mobile suits?
Exactly. Each light represents a single suit.
But there's so many of them.
Pro tip, if that was the entire amount of mobile suits we had to deal with, this game would be a breeze.
That's the power of the G system. Even you were able to harness it. But this production speed, it's off the charts. I don't like the looks of this. Not one bit.
She has the most monotone voice actress for this part, but I think it kind of fits for her character, to be honest. Calling it now, she's a robot. I don't remember, actually, whether or not, but I'm just calling it, just because I'm hoping that that's the reason why her voice actress chose that style. Not really. Well, we know we have a little bit to go on. It's a black mobile suit. So, I mean, we've only run into green and tanks. That's not too bad, right? See, I kind of wish that they actually started the story off in a different way. Like, they kept up with the typical Gundam trope where it's the inexperienced kid suddenly stumbles upon the extremely powerful or rare mobile suit and starts to whip ass and take names. But here we have Tristan. Take this. Is that a fucking headband on her head? What the hell is going on here? Seriously, what were the designers thinking? Says you're a dumbass. Constable Ox. Oh boy. Anyways, this is the interior of Marie's house. I think there's a couple little things we can get into in here, but not a whole lot. Let's check door number 1. We'll be coming back here a couple times anyway, so always check. No, I don't want to. Ooh, but I forgot I can save there. That's always good. I want to see if there's actually anything in here that I can rip off. In any RPG, anywhere, you always go into people's houses, no matter if you know them or not, and try and rip off everything that's not nailed down, because they don't need it, we're trying to save the world, fuck them. Recovering from the Great Fall. The Great Fall, the greatest disaster ever visited upon the human race, struck the world 60 years ago. A massive burst of energy from an overloaded G-system wiped out 90% of the Earth's population. Thanks to the unicorns. By the way, they have no affiliation with Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. This came out way before that was even a thought in somebody's head. After? Or thought? No, before, yeah. Alcohol. Cruel mistress. So there's just parts and shit everywhere. I'm assuming that it's a picture of... I can't tell. That can't be Tristan because it has blue hair in the picture. And I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the ambiguous Natalie or if that is Marie in the background before her roboticization, or however that's pronounced. Anyways, there's not shit for dick in here. Been recording now for a little bit too long, I suspect, so I should probably go ahead and save and leave you folks wondering what the hell happened. I'll go ahead and... I don't need to rest, so just record. I don't know why they don't just call it save. And we'll get into a lot more about this game as we start to unravel it. The tutorial level is basically done, but there's still quite a bit more that we get to learn and kind of unlocks as we go. So we'll just do that one step at a time. I have ordered a brand new headset and some gear for that, so hopefully that's here soon because this headset is starting to piss me off. And I'm really hoping I don't feel like shit for my next recording session, and I hope this recording came out well. I don't feel like doing it again. So until then, folks, this is Lokenhard bitching up a storm as usual. Later.